The day college decisions had to be locked in, Anna suddenly switched her choice to the same university as Ethan, our school's golden boy. Her friends teased her. "What about your brainiac, Noah? Didn't you guys promise each other 6 years ago you'd both go to MIT? Anna just scoffed. "Noah? He's fine. Once he sees I changed my application, he'll change his to match. He can't live without me, anyway." I pretended not to hear, my eyes fixed on the clock, waiting for it to strike midnight. Anna's words made me freeze, my heart sinking to the floor. Getting into MIT's aerospace program together was a dream we'd had since 7th grade. Just 2 days ago, our family sat together, poring over the details as we solemnly submitted our applications. And now, she had changed everything without saying a word to me. Inside the restaurant booth, her friend pressed on, curious. "How are you so sure Noah will even check his application portal again? What if he doesn't notice?" Anna, engrossed in a game on her phone, laughed as if it were the stupidest question she'd ever heard. "Notice? Please. I know him. He probably refreshes the page 800 times a day, terrified he'll mess up some detail and we'll end up in different majors." She sighed, a hint of annoyance in her voice. "You wouldn't get it. You'd have to have a shadow attached to you, since you were a kid to understand." The table erupted in laughter. Her friend, finally getting it, was still skeptical. "Okay, but even if he sees it, what makes you so sure he'll change his dream school for you?" Anna looked up from her game, a smirk on her face. "Because he's Noah. We haven't been apart for more than a week since we were born. If he doesn't go to college with me, who else would he go with?" Another friend chimed in. "Anna, I have to say that's a little messed up. Couldn't you have just told him you changed your mind?" Anna's fingers paused on the screen, her expression turning irritable. "I honestly forgot, and it's annoying. I don't feel like explaining it all to him. If he knew I did it for Ethan, he'd just throw a fit. Besides," she added, "it wasn't a random decision. Ethan said he was kind of dreading going to California alone, and that it would be more fun with a friend from back home." Her friends were stunned for a moment, then started cooing. "Wow, I guess that makes sense. A guy like Ethan, so cool and intense with that whole family situation. You can't help but feel for him. Not like your little shadow, Noah. He's so by the book, all he does is study. He's just not in the same league as Ethan." "Seriously," another one added, giving up his precious aerospace program. "Our Anna doesn't mess around." Following her heart across the country. Their laughter and the sounds of the game echoed around me, but I felt like I was trapped in ice. I stood just outside their booth, my fists clenched so tight my knuckles were white. I wanted to storm in, to scream at Anna, to demand an explanation, but my feet felt like they were encased in lead. I couldn't move. I don't know how long I stood there in silence. In the end, I did nothing. I just walked away in a daze. Back in my room, the feeling of betrayal was suffocating. Anna's words replayed in my head. I still couldn't understand how she could just abandon her dream of studying aerospace, a dream we had worked toward together for so many years. We had finally gotten the scores we needed for our dream program. Just moments before walking into that restaurant, I was still naively ecstatic that we were about to achieve our dream, hand in hand. I never imagined that the future I had fought so hard for, our future, could be thrown away by her because of a single sentence from someone else. And even if she had to change it, why couldn't she just tell me? Was she that afraid I'd cling to her? If she was so afraid of me clinging to her, then what was that kiss on her 18th birthday? Under the stars, she was the one who initiated it, a careful, hesitant kiss that made my heart pound against my ribs. Was that just a drunken whim on her part? Something I had mistaken for something real? A string inside me suddenly snapped. The truth was I didn't have to follow her. Since kindergarten, I had gone to the same elementary, middle, and high school as Anna. Everyone, including Anna herself, just assumed I would always be there, protecting her, that we would never be separated. But nobody knew that besides keeping my promise to her, I had another reason for wanting to go to that school. It had nothing to do with Anna. Even if she didn't go, I was still going. I shut the laptop I had mindlessly opened. I didn't want to look at the application portal again. I had no intention of changing my future for her. She could follow her crush across the country, but I had my own sky to fly to. We each had our own path now. There was no need to question the past. Once I accepted that a sense of clarity washed over me. It wasn't the end of the world. The books were right. You have to learn to grow up on your own. As for the kiss, I would just have to chalk it up to a drunken mistake on her part. I splashed cold water on my face, tried to calm down, when a FaceTime call from Anna came through. My mind hesitated, but my fingers answered out of pure reflex. Noah, where are you? Everyone's here. We're all waiting for you to start dinner. After exams, our group of friends had been taking turns hosting dinners. Tonight was Anna's turn, but I had no desire to go. I'm not coming. You guys go ahead. Before I could finish, a cold male voice cut in from beside her. Anna, your childhood friend is pretty high maintenance. Is he upset that I'm here? A few girls quickly try to smooth things over. No way. We're so lucky to have Ethan here. The number of people who would be jealous if I posted this on my story is insane. Noah's just a little possessive. He gets worked up whenever any guy gets too close to Anna. We're used to it. Ethan's profile appeared in the corner of Anna's screen. He had one arm draped casually over the back of her chair. Anna, maybe we should just go. I don't want to make things difficult for you. Anna's expression immediately changed. She turned and grabbed his arm. Ethan, you're not going anywhere. I don't know what's gotten into Noah tonight. This is so annoying. If he doesn't want to come, fine. We're not waiting. Let's eat. She spat the words at me, then hung up before I could respond. The anger I had been suppressing finally boiled over. I immediately blocked her number. It was the first time we had a fight this big. And once again, it was because of Ethan. Ever since he transferred to our school in 10th grade, I couldn't count the number of times Anna had broken her own rules for him. Maybe girls were just drawn to that type, the cool, rebellious guys who knew how to have fun. During the days I was buried in textbooks, looking my worst, Ethan seemed to exist above the school rules. Smoking, drinking, fighting, sleeping through every class. But then, at the school's annual arts festival, he got on stage and performed a wild rock anthem on his guitar, winning over countless girls. I remember the way Anna's eyes lit up that day when he appeared. It was a look I had never seen before. We fought about Ethan constantly. We'd have cold wars that lasted for days. I even started to think she had fallen for him and decided to give up on her, quietly distancing myself a few times. But each time, Anna would find me and reassure me. What are you thinking? Ethan and I are just classmates. What else could there be? Don't overthink it. I just feel bad that he doesn't study. It'll be so hard for him to get into college. And you know his family situation is complicated. People are afraid to mess with him to his face, but they all judge him behind his back. I believed her. Ethan's family life was a mess, so I try not to make a big deal about them getting closer. And besides, Anna had never lied to me before. She told me she didn't like him, and I trusted her. But slowly, without me realizing, Anna and he started sharing secrets I knew nothing about. And now, she had even changed her college application for him. It just made me look like a fool. My thoughts were a tangled mess, interrupted by an iMessage notification. It was from one of her friends' phones. Noah Carter, you have some nerve. You block me? Just you wait. I blocked her friend's number too. I glanced at the time, quickly got ready, and headed to the school. It was the last day to finalize our college choices, and our homeroom teacher had called us in for one last meeting. Traffic was bad, and by the time I got there, Anna and Ethan were already in the classroom. The seat next to Anna, which had always been mine, was occupied by Ethan. He sat there firmly, not even bothering to move when he saw me. His eyes were full of defiance. Anna acted like she didn't notice, her expression icy as she deliberately turned her head away, refusing to look at me. She was probably waiting for me to back down and apologize. But I wasn't going to. It was fine. I didn't want to sit next to her anyway. I scanned the room and sat down in an empty seat next to my friend, Leo, far away from them. All right, everyone, our teacher said, you have until midnight tonight to lock in your choices. Please double-check everything carefully. If anyone is still undecided, you can come talk to me individually. After a few brief announcements, she let us go. I was listening to Leo recount some epic move he pulled in a video game last night when someone tapped me on the head. Noah, come outside for a second. I turned and met Anna's gaze. I had no intention of talking to her, so I turned back to Leo. Anna grabbed my shoulder and forcefully spun me around to face her. Noah, what is it this time? I'm so tired of this. We fight. We give each other the silent treatment. We're about to go to college. Can't you stop being so childish? Forced to look at her, I shot back. It is childish. And it's boring. So stop trying to make up with me. We stared each other down for a moment before Anna lost her patience. Fine. I can't be bothered to argue with someone so petty. Keep up your act if you want. See if you don't regret it tonight when you're stewing in your room. I kept my face a cold mask and looked away. After a moment, I thought she had left, but she grabbed my head with both hands and forced me to look at her again. Her voice was serious. Today is the last day. You need to check your application again. Make sure you didn't make any mistakes. She was about to say more when Ethan appeared at the doorway. Anna, are you coming or not? What's taking so long? Anna nodded, and as she left, she pinched my cheek like she used to. She gave me one last instruction. Noah, you didn't bring your laptop. Remember to go to the school computer lab later and double-check your application one last time. This is your future. Don't be careless. I laughed to myself. Anna probably thought that after her reminder, I would definitely go check, see the change, and immediately switch my choice to match hers. But she wouldn't just tell me directly. Of course not. If she told me she had changed her application, she'd have to waste all that energy explaining herself to difficult, clingy me. How exhausting that would be. Good thing I'd already made up my mind. I wasn't looking back. I watched Anna jog to catch up with Ethan, then grabbed Leo and left the classroom through the back door. I was about to call an Uber home when Leo, seeing how down I was, insisted on dragging me to his friend's birthday party. I had no choice but to go along. After dinner, they dragged me to a new club that had just opened. When we got there, I realized Anna's party was there too. A lot of people from both groups knew each other, so we all ended up in one large VIP section. When Anna saw me, she looked a bit awkward but didn't say anything or even greet me. I treated her like she was invisible. Later, on my way to the restroom, I overheard Anna and her best friend talking around the corner. You should really just tell him what's going on, her friend urged. Otherwise, Noah's going to be all alone up in Boston. That's so far away. Anna was still unconcerned. Relax. I reminded him like 5 times. I'm sure he's already changed it. He's probably just mad at me right now because I didn't talk to him about it first. He's always been like that, so bottled up and boring. Lost in thought, I didn't realize they had come around the corner. When Anna saw me, she motioned for her friend to leave and then blocked my path in the hallway. Noah, we need to talk. I ignored her and tried to walk away. As I took a step, she threw herself against me, pinning me against the wall. The faint smell of alcohol was on her breath as she looked up at me. I instinctively turned my head away. After a tense moment, Anna broke the silence with a laugh. Are you still mad? I was going to text you to come to the club with me, but you blocked me. Then at school, you got me so worked up I forgot to ask you in person. Okay. Don't be mad anymore. I don't know why a grown guy like you gets so sensitive about everything. By the way, did you double-check your application? I remained silent, my face blank, staring at the wall beside her. As she was about to say something else, Ethan's voice came from behind us. Anna, someone's looking for you. Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting? You guys continue. Sometimes I wondered if Ethan had a tracking device on her. He always acted so aloof, like he didn't care about anything. But the moment Anna and I started talking, he would magically appear. I didn't want to deal with them. As Anna turned to look at him, I slipped out from her grasp. As I passed Ethan, he grabbed my arm. Noah, what's your problem? You got an issue with me? Why do you walk away every time I show up? Anna, he's been in a mood all day because of you. We're all guys here. If you have something to say, just say it. Stop being so dramatic. I tried to ignore him, but his grip on my arm tightened, and it hurt. I yanked my arm away with force. Ethan stumbled back, and I grabbed him by the collar, slamming him against the wall. Watch your mouth, I warned. Ethan just chuckled, then looked over at Anna. Anna, is your little childhood sweetheart jealous of me? I just showed up to your little party. What's with the attitude? Can't take a joke? That set Anna off. She rushed over and pushed us apart. Noah, why did you push him? You need to apologize to Ethan. We're all going to the same university. We're going to see each other all the time. We'll be in a new city. We should be looking out for each other. If you two love looking out for each other so much, then go ahead and do it. I spat, turning to leave. Noah, You're taking this too far. Anna's angry warning followed me out. It was a while before Anna and Ethan came back to the table. Anna's face was tense, but Ethan looked perfectly fine, a smug expression on his face. Everyone, except Leo, started teasing them about being gone for so long, hinting that something had happened. When we played a game of dares, they deliberately set them up with romantic challenges. Even Anna's own friends were cheering them on, completely oblivious to how uncomfortable it might make me. Or maybe they didn't care. In their eyes, I was just Anna's whipped puppy dog. Anna drew a dare to give a lap dance to a guy in the room. She didn't look at me. Her eyes immediately locked on Ethan, a silent plea for help. Ethan shot a provocative glance in my direction and graciously accepted. In the past, I would have jumped up, furious, and put a stop to it. But now I felt nothing. Anna had been a dancer since she was little. She had a great figure and was captivating to watch. I chugged a can of beer, calmly watching as she moved sensuously to the beat of some sultry K-pop song, her body close to Ethan's. At first, Anna kept glancing over at me, as if she expected me to intervene at any moment. But as the music grew more intense and their movements more intimate, she got lost in the moment. Her world narrowed to just Ethan. You could almost see the sparks flying between them. At the end of the song, Anna stumbled and fell right into Ethan's lap. She was wearing a tight-fitting skirt, and the way she landed, locked in his embrace, was incredibly suggestive. The room erupted in catcalls and cheers, loud enough to shake the walls. Anna's face turned bright red, and she looked like she wanted to disappear. Ethan, while telling everyone to cool it with the jokes, wrapped his arms tighter around her, shielding her from everyone's gaze. The kind of natural, familiar intimacy used to be reserved for me. Even though I'd already decided to let go, seeing it still sent a dull ache through my chest. I couldn't watch anymore. I finished the last of my beer and left the room. Leo, who couldn't stand it either, followed me out. He stood with me on the sidewalk, cursing them out for a long time. He had wanted to cause a scene multiple times that night, but I had stopped him. Why ruin the party? From now on, we were just strangers. I had no idea what happened in there after I left. I just felt exhausted. Nothing mattered anymore. I got home at exactly 11:55 p.m., 5 minutes until the deadline. I felt drained. I closed my eyes and lay on my bed. I couldn't deny the disappointment. You can't just erase over a decade of history. As I was wallowing in my sadness, my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I answered, and it was a drunk Anna. Her voice was unusually soft, almost pleading. Noah, stop sulking. Be good and change your application. UCLA is nice too. It's right by the ocean. I'll go with you to take pictures by the sea. Maybe it was the alcohol, but Anna was being uncharacteristically patient. Whenever we had these Cold Wars, she rarely made the first move. And even when she did, it was always with a half-threatening tone. Noah, stop being mad, or I won't go to the bookstore with you. And I would always take the olive branch and forgive her. When you truly love a girl, you can't bear to stay mad at her. But this time, the more she tried, the worse I felt. Noah, my big brother, what do you say? You've always wanted to go on a photo trip to the islands, right? I heard the new campus is right on the beach. You'll love it. Besides, Boston is just too extreme. The winters are freezing, and you hate the cold. You'd never get used to it. If you really want to go, I can go with you to the winter wonderland during break. Anna rambled on, as if she were trying to convince herself as much as me, making it sound like changing my application to UCLA was all for my benefit. I listened in silence for a while before I finally broke. Anna, is there something you need to tell me? My own voice sounded strained and unfamiliar. I thought to myself, if she can be honest with me right now, maybe we can still be friends in the future. If she continues to dodge the real issue, then there's no point in us ever speaking again. There was a brief pause on her end. Then she mumbled, You already know, don't you? Why are you even asking? You've been mad at me about it all day. Such a little baby. Come on, they're both great schools. The major is one you chose, one you like. As long as we're together, it doesn't matter where we go to college. She kept talking, avoiding the one thing that mattered. I couldn't listen anymore. That was her last chance. I hung up before she could finish. I glanced at the second hand on my clock. It had just passed 12. There was no turning back now. So be it. We all make our own choices. In a way, we both got what we wanted. I turned off the lights, lay down, and forced myself to sleep. But with my eyes closed, all I could see was Anna. Happy Anna, sad Anna, mischievous Anna, angry Anna. All the different versions of her. We had grown up together, a constant presence in each other's lives. Every memory I had included her. I never thought it would end like this. People are always more vulnerable in the dead of night. Even though I had told myself all day that it was no big deal, I now tossed and turned, my eyes growing moist. I don't know when I finally drifted off to sleep. When I woke up, it was already noon the next day. My phone was flooded with missed calls and texts from unknown numbers, all from Anna. I ignored them. My iMessage was also blowing up. In my old high school dorms group chat, someone had tagged everyone. Gossip time. I clicked on it. A roommate had posted a screenshot of a Facebook post from 1 a.m. The chat was buzzing. Damn, Ethan making it official in the middle of the night. So many couples going public after graduation. But Ethan's got style. Whoa, she looks like a total bombshell. And is that a Chanel bag next to the bed? Damn, looks like everyone's really letting loose now that applications are done. It was a screenshot of Ethan's Facebook post. I hesitated, then clicked on the image. It was a picture of a girl sleeping in a large, white hotel bed. It was a side profile, but I recognized Anna's sleeping face instantly. Even from that small angle, it was unmistakably her. My heart twisted in my chest. Ethan's caption was as suggestive as it could be. Not bad. Might be time to give this relationship thing a try. The post was flooded with likes and comments, and Ethan's replies were just as flirty. I saw that most of Anna's close friends had liked it. A wave of despair washed over me. So, they had already reached that point. While Anna was on the phone, sweetly trying to persuade me, she was in bed with someone else. Playing both sides. She must have been exhausted. My mood hit rock bottom again. But at the same time, I felt a strange sense of relief. I was glad I hadn't actually followed her. If I had, the next 4 years would have been an even more humiliating joke. I turned off my phone, forcing myself not to look, not to think about Anna and Ethan. As I was staring blankly into space, the doorbell rang. I opened it, and to my surprise, it was Anna. She had dark circles under her eyes, but she was holding a box from my favorite bakery. I stood in the doorway, not planning on letting her in, but she just pushed past me and walked into the living room like she owned the place. She set the pastries on the dining table and, out of habit, reached up to ruffle my hair like she used to. I dodged her hand. Noah Carter, you've gotten quite the temper lately. I sent you so many messages, called you so many times, and you just ignore me. Are you going to wait until I go on vacation without you to come crying to me? Anna carefully unpacked the pastries and held one out to me. All right, stop being mad. I took a cab for half an hour in the morning rush to get these for you. Come on, eat. I know you've been craving them. After you eat, we can plan our summer trip. I didn't take it. She looked at me, exasperated, and tried to feed it to me with a fork. I silently stepped back. Fine, Your Highness. If you don't want to eat, we won't eat. You've always wanted to go to see the national parks, right? We never had a long enough break. Now that it's summer, we can finally take that road trip. I already talked to Megan and a few others. We can rent 2 cars and go together. It's no fun with just 2 people. The more, the merrier. I shook my head. I'm not going. You guys have fun. I have to go out soon, so if you could please leave. Anna was taken aback. Why? You've been talking about this for years. Are you really going to miss out just to spite me? She put the pastry down and reached out to hug me. As I moved away, she snatched my phone with her other hand. Can you just stop? I was drunk last night. I don't remember half of it, and I didn't get any sleep. I got up early this morning just to come here and deal with you. I am exhausted. I retorted, nobody asked you to, and I don't need you to. Fine, Anna said. Then tell me why you don't want to go. Histoire de hair. If you really wanted to plan this with me, you wouldn't have made all the arrangements before even asking me. Besides, isn't it better that I'm not going? Ethan will definitely be there to keep you company. Why do you need me to tag along and witness your happiness? Anna let out a deep sigh, a sign that her patience was wearing thin. Yes, Ethan is going. He's always wanted to see the Grand Canyon. But he's not the only other guy. Besides you two, Megan's boyfriend is coming too. Why are you so fixated on him? Did he do something to you? You know his situation. He hasn't been on a real vacation in years. Now that applications are over, he's paying his own way to come along as a travel buddy. What's wrong with that? The West is big enough for him, isn't it? She seemed genuinely tired, not thinking before she spoke. Her words stung. I nodded. Fine. You can go with whoever you want. I'm not going. Anna's anger flared up. This is the last time, Noah. I've given you so many chances to get over this. You're taking it too far. I already bought your plane ticket. We're meeting at the airport tomorrow morning. Be there or don't. She slammed my phone down on the table, turned, and stormed out. I had no intention of stopping her. I followed her to the door and shut it right after she left. Anna was furious. Before the door closed, I saw her face as dark as a thundercloud. I could still hear her yelling. With that terrible attitude, how are you going to make any friends in your dorm when you get to a new city all by yourself? The rest of her words were cut off by the door. Back in the living room, I angrily threw the pastries Anna had brought into the trash. Who wanted them? Who wanted to go on a trip with her and Ethan? Even her attempts to apologize, her trying to balance her childhood friend and her new crush, it was all just pathetic to me. I sat on the couch, a knot of anger still in my stomach. To avoid her and her negative influence on my mood, I decided to go on a trip of my own. They say it only takes 21 days to form a habit. Maybe it only takes 21 days to break one too. My mom was worried about me traveling abroad alone, so she only agreed to let me go stay with my aunt in Florida. With my college choice locked in, I had nothing else to do. I packed a small bag and booked a flight to Miami for that same night. By 10 o'clock, I was sitting in my aunt's backyard, eating grilled seafood. The sea breeze, the sizzling sound of the barbecue, the delicious aroma filling the air, it all lifted my spirits. I couldn't resist posting a picture on my Instagram story with the caption, "Late Night Cravings." Leo and my other friends spammed my DMs, jealous, all of them saying they were going to come visit me in a few days. The next morning, I was woken up by my cousin. I looked out the window. The sun was already high in the sky. Dude, your pretty little childhood sweetheart has been calling my phone trying to find you. My cousin handed me his phone. I was still half asleep and answered without thinking. It was Anna. Noah, everyone's here at the airport. We're boarding in half an hour. Where are you? And why did you block me again? Your mom said you were with your cousin. Is your cousin in town? Anna sounded frantic. I was fully awake now. I calmly replied, No, I'm at his place. Anna's voice was laced with impatience. Stop joking around. You were at home yesterday. Get over here now. You can still make it. I told you, I'm not going with you guys. You shouldn't waste your time waiting. After I said that, there was silence on the other end. I could hear a girl's voice in the background, whispering, I think Noah really is in Miami. My friend showed me his Instagram story from last night. If it weren't for that, I would have forgotten that Anna couldn't see my posts anymore. Do you believe me now? I asked. Anna seemed too angry to speak. Just before I hung up, I heard her say through gritted teeth, Noah Carter, you'll regret this. Of course, I had regrets. I regretted not coming here sooner. The stress of senior year seemed to melt away with every day I spent on the sunny beaches, with every coconut I drank, and every plate of grilled seafood I ate. When my cousin found out what had happened between me and Anna, he was furious. He made it his mission to introduce me to new girls, constantly finding new ways to drag me out of the house. It was the rainy season in Miami, so it wasn't too crowded or too hot. We went beachcombing, took photos, went diving, deep-sea fishing to water parks, and even bungee jumping over the ocean. Every day was so packed that I would collapse in a bed, exhausted, and fall asleep instantly. I didn't have time to think about the people who had hurt me. Anna and her group seemed to be having a good time too. People in our class group me kept sharing their beautiful travel photos. I had been deliberately avoiding them. But one day, when my cousin was finally too tired to drag me out, and I was just scrolling through my phone, I accidentally clicked on one. Anna and her friends had traveled to a lot of places. Every scenic spot had a vibrant group photo. And in the middle of every 9-photo collage on Facebook, impossible to miss, was a picture of just Anna and Ethan. The vast mountain meadows, the crystal clear turquoise lakes, the majestic snow-capped mountains in the distance. All these places I had dreamed of visiting now served as the backdrop for their solo pictures together. A bitter feeling rose in my chest. The world that Anna and I had promised to see together was now being explored with someone else. It was true. No one is irreplaceable. My cousin woke up and found me moping. He started lecturing me again about not standing up for myself. It's just a few Facebook posts. Anyone can do that. I've been telling you, you just don't put any effort into your appearance. It's always been a school uniform and a buzz cut. Just a little bit of effort, and when you get to college, you'll have girls lining up. You won't even give your so-called childhood sweetheart a second glance. From that day on, my cousin dragged me to get a new haircut, picked out what he called a stylish wardrobe for me, and took a bunch of candid, sunny, outdoor photos. He then made me post them all over my social media. My cousin works in the fashion industry, and after his makeover, I barely recognized myself in the mirror. I had gone from a nerdy bookworm to something out of men's fashion blog. Even my mom was shocked when she saw the pictures. My Facebook was blowing up. A lot of my classmates were leaving comments and likes, marveling at the transformation. Someone even shared the photos in our class group me. Reading all the positive and complimentary comments made me a little embarrassed. I replied in the group chat, "Thanks, guys. It's all just good filters." My comment appeared at the same time as one from Ethan's best friend. "Carter's Photoshop skills are pretty sick. You should teach us sometime." The group chat went silent for a moment. Leo, unable to stand it, immediately posted a shirtless photo I had sent him, my abs clearly visible under the high-definition camera of my phone. The classmates were even more impressed. Even our teacher chimed in. "Wow, looks like our valedictorian's good looks were hidden under all those books." I knew it. We had a secret heartthrob in our class. Noah always had great features. The new haircut just brings them out more. He was just too focused on his studies. Otherwise, we would have had two campus kings in our class. The guy who had insulted me went silent. Another one of Ethan's friends tried to be snarky. "You can Photoshop abs too." But before I could respond, several classmates had already come to my defense. Anna and Ethan never said anything in the group chat. But from that day on, Anna stopped posting pictures from her trip. Not long after, my mom told me that my acceptance letter from MIT for my dream program had arrived. I couldn't help it. I cried. All those years of hard work had finally paid off. But then my mom told me my grandmother was sick. I had to go back home immediately to see her. The next day, when I landed at the airport back home, by a stroke of bad luck, I ran into Anna and her group. I had heard their trip was supposed to last a month, but for some reason, they had come back 2 weeks early. Our eyes met. Anna looked completely shocked. Even Ethan seemed stunned for a few seconds. We stood there in a Jiang standoff. When I started to walk away, Anna snapped out of it and came over to talk to me. "Noah, you're back today too?" The surprise in her eyes was undeniable. She couldn't help but say, "I almost didn't recognize you. You look really good. That style really suits you." "Thanks." It was the first time Anna and I had been apart for more than a week, but in that moment, I realized it didn't really matter. I didn't want to make small talk. I grabbed my suitcase and hurried toward the exit. My mom was waiting for me at the arrival's gate. I rushed over to her. Just as I was hugging her, I heard Anna's voice behind me. She had followed me. "Noah, why are you in such a hurry?" "Oh, hello, Mrs. Carter." "Noah, you must have gotten your acceptance letter too, right? My parents are making me come back for a graduation party. By the way, didn't we say our families would host a joint party?" My parents already booked the hotel. My mom didn't respond. She looked at me, silent and clearly unhappy, and then stepped in to handle it. "Anna, we decided not to have a party for Noah. I'm swamped with work, and his grandmother is ill, so we're just too busy. We'll just have a small family dinner to celebrate when things calm down. Please thank your parents for the kind thought." My mom's excuse was polite and firm. She only knew that Anna and I had a fight, and that Anna had even changed her college choice. I hadn't told her the details, but she was still upset about it, thinking Anna was being reckless with her future. Anna looked disappointed, but didn't press the issue. She asked about my grandmother, and my mom gave a vague answer and politely declined Anna's offer of a ride home. Then she led me away. I went to the hospital to see my grandmother. The doctor said she needed to be transferred to a better hospital in Boston for surgery. Everything was already arranged. I volunteered to go with my aunt to Boston to take care of her. Ever since my dad passed away 8 years ago, my mom had been managing his company all by herself. It was exhausting for her, and I could never really help. Now that I had the time, I wanted to do what I could. That same day, I flew with my grandmother to Boston. Naturally, I missed Anna's graduation party. Not that I would have gone even if I had been in town. The night of Anna's party, she seemed to be in a bad mood. She kept calling me from different numbers. At first, she was asking where I was. After a few calls, she realized I wasn't just late, I wasn't coming at all. She got incredibly angry. Even her mom finally noticed something was wrong and called me to gently probe. Noah, did you and Anna have a fight? You haven't come over to visit since you got back from your trip. You're not mad at me too, are you? When you get back, I'll give that girl a good talking to for you. Don't be upset. You two will be heading off to UCLA together soon. I've already bought you a bunch of sunscreens for orientation and a full set of dorm supplies. I'm not mad, Mrs. Miller, and you don't need to get me anything. My mom already took care of it. I'm actually not in town right now. As I was explaining, Anna suddenly snatched the phone from her mom. Noah Carter, you've got some nerve. This is one of the most important moments of my life, and you're not here. And you're using such a lame excuse. What is your problem? Tell me. We've known each other for 18 years, not 18 months or 18 days. Do you remember that? At that moment, I was just leaving my grandmother's hospital room to go back to my hotel. I was completely exhausted. Anna, congratulations on getting what you wanted. I have a family emergency, so I can't be there. Before I could finish, she started shouting. There's a limit to how long you can be mad. It's been days. How many times have I apologized and tried to make it up to you? Do you have any idea how much you're ruining my mood? I couldn't even enjoy my vacation because of you. Are you planning on going to college like this? When you get there, you'll be all alone with your social anxiety. Who's going to help you adjust then? Whatever, I mumbled. I thought about the MIT freshman group me. Everyone seemed so friendly and enthusiastic. We hadn't even met yet, but we were already chatting up a storm. The world wouldn't end without Anna. In the middle of Anna's stunned silence, I hung up. A moment later, I got a text from an unknown number. Noah Carter, if you're so tough, then don't come crying to me when you get to college. Let's see how you feel when someone else asks me out. I rolled my eyes, deleted the text, and blocked the number. I focused all my energy on taking care of my grandmother. The school posted the final list of college acceptances. I didn't go back to see it, but Leo told me that Anna didn't either. The day after her party, her mom took her on a trip abroad, supposedly to help her clear her head. After the party, she had also left the class group me for some reason. I figured she was finally trying to cut ties with me for good. That was fine by me. My grandmother's treatment and recovery in Boston went smoothly. By the time I had to leave for college, she was safely back home. I only stayed home for one night. My mom had already packed all my bags. The next day, my mom drove me to campus herself. I didn't see Anna at all. It turns out, going to a faraway place for college by yourself isn't so lonely after all. The moment I got out of the car, a group of student volunteers rushed over, offering to help and enthusiastically carrying my things to my dorm. My roommates were all incredibly friendly. Within 3 days, they had already shown me all the best places to eat and hang out around campus. I had been worried I wouldn't like the food in New England, but it was actually delicious. On our first night, they took me to a public bathhouse, and after that, we were as close as could be. I was quickly adapting to college life. Orientation had just started, and I had already received my third love letter when Anna called me again. Noah Carter, I went to your house yesterday to see if you wanted to drive to campus together. Your mom said you had already left. But I got here today, and I can't find your name in any of the class lists. What's going on? Which campus are you on? I suddenly didn't know where to begin. After all this time, she still hadn't realized. I hadn't followed her. It's not about the campus, Anna. I'm not at the same school as you. That's impossible, she shot back. What kind of joke is this? Stop being mad. Okay, I'm sorry. I was wrong. You win. Now, hurry up and come to the entrance of the men's dorms. My mom packed a bunch of stuff for you, including your favorite pastries. Don't make me eat them all myself. I couldn't take it anymore. I spelled it out for her, word by word. Anna, I think you've really misunderstood. My college choice never changed. It was always MIT, the aerospace program. You know that's what I've always wanted. Why would I go to UCLA? Just then, one of my roommates called out to me. Hey man, we're going for lobster rolls for lunch. You coming? His thick Boston accent must have finally made Anna realize something was wrong. When she spoke again, her voice was shaky, like a skipping record. Stop joking, Noah. That's not possible. You knew I changed my application. There's no way you didn't change yours too. You're so introverted. You hate talking to new people. How could you go all the way to Boston by yourself? I sighed. I'm not joking, Anna. You changed your application without ever asking me. Why were you so sure I would just follow you? Especially when you did it for someone else. It would have been pretty pathetic for me to tag along. Anna quickly tried to explain. But I asked you that night. You said you knew. How could you not have changed it with me? It's impossible. It's because of Ethan, isn't it? I swear, it was just a moment of weakness. He told me that LA was a painful place for him, and he was scared to face it alone. You know, his family is from California, but he hasn't been back since his dad got into trouble. Plus, he got in as a recruited athlete. He didn't have many other options. It's not like you, with your perfect grades. That was the best school he could get into. Anna rambled on, a torrent of panicked words, but I didn't feel anything. All I heard was he. Even now, she was only thinking about it from Ethan's perspective. She had never once considered my feelings. Ethan's father was a corrupt official who had been in prison for years. Even though he had divorced Ethan's mother before he was convicted, they were still ostracized in their hometown. That's why his mother had moved them across the country to start over. Now his dad was out and wanted him to move back. Ethan was just a kid when it all happened, and it wasn't his fault. But his tragedy wasn't my fault either. Why should I have to sacrifice my future for him? Anna, you care about him so much, and now you've gotten your wish. We're just old friends now. We don't have to walk the same path forever. I hope you won't bother me again in the future. I hung up the phone and took a deep breath. Before I could even process it, my roommates were dragging me to the dining hall. I thought that would be the end of it. After all, we were on opposite sides of the country, separated by thousands of miles and a mountain of hurt that couldn't be easily erased. But the next evening, Anna appeared right in front of me. I wasn't alone. A confident, outgoing girl from Boston was standing next to me. She was pretty, with a bright, sunny personality. Her name was often on the dean's list. I was just about to ask if she needed help with something. She had been stealing glances at me all through dinner. Noah Carter, she said, so I'm the one who's been sending you those letters. I am Chloe. I think you're cute, and I think I'm pretty great. So you want to go out sometime? She said it with a tough girl bravado, but her face was bright red. Before I could even react, she shoved a fourth letter into my hands and ran off. Noah. I had just opened the letter when I turned around and saw Anna standing behind me. She looked lost and exhausted, probably from the journey. She was holding a laptop bag, as if she had come straight from some formal event. Even though I had moved on, seeing her there still felt surreal. I need to talk to you. Can we find somewhere to sit? Anna's voice was hesitant, almost timid, as if she were afraid I would say no. I have a hall meeting later. We could just talk here, I said calmly. Anna had come all this way. She wouldn't leave until she had said her piece. I didn't expect her first words to be, "You've only known her for a few days, and she's already asking you out. She's obviously not serious. You should stay away from girls who only care about looks." I laughed coldly. You came all this way just to say that? What business is it of yours? Am I not allowed to make new friends? Should I have stayed loyal to an old one? Anna flinched. When she spoke again, her tone was more normal. Noah, I don't know why you didn't change your application with me. I am sorry. I was just too confident in our relationship. I thought you would follow me no matter where I went. I cut her off. Stop. Don't force your own ideas onto me. Don't try to guilt trip me. I wasn't the one who changed. You were. But you always followed me to every school before. You have the password to my Common App account. Why didn't you just change it to match mine this time? Anna was getting agitated, grabbing my arm. Then why didn't you just tell me? Did you have somewhere else you wanted to go more? Did you think I wouldn't let you apply there? Why did you have to play these twisted games and test me? Do you enjoy messing with people's futures? I stared at her, my voice sharp. No, that's not it, she stammered. I I was too confident in us. You forgot, didn't you? That time I kissed you, you didn't push me away. I was planning on waiting for you to officially ask me out once we got to college. I had it all planned out. We would graduate, move back home together, get married. There was never anyone else.